government and the key players implement some policies that are not very friendly, like the increase of the park fees.
The park fees.
Yes. How demotivating is that to, I mean, there are people who really want to go.
Yes.
They want to save, but surely $200 for just 12
hours? That $20 for 12 hours applies to non-residents. But it's still high for 12 hours, 2,000 shillings for the Kenyan, from 1,000 shillings for 24 hours that was there in the past. It's demotivating because you'll have done an itinerary for your clients, you'll have collected fees because you agreed 6 to 12 months you collect fees, collect your money for the safari. Then here you find yourself going back to clients and telling them, by the way, I need you to top up because park fee has changed. But they say, but why don't you get a refund and do Tanzania or do South Africa or do Botswana? That's loss of revenue for the country, not just for the individual or the tour operator. And then you get a good name as you get a bad name as though it was an afterthought. People don't want those hidden, they might not be hidden, but those hidden details,
footnotes,
that are discovered only after you have made your payment. People don't like that. So it's very demotivating. One other source of demotivation for travel agents and tour companies and operators, even other suppliers, is that we find ourselves doing the marketing more or less on our own. The funding that comes from government for a second highest foreign exchange earner for the country is not even 10% of what is enough to double the numbers that you are talking about. So what happens? We have to go back to our pockets, source for money for marketing, and that makes the country, the destination expensive because you have to load up. You have to load on that. Do you know that in Tanzania they have a whole channel dedicated to wildlife and tourism? DStv 292. Called the Safari Tanzania Destination. They don't do anything else on that DStv 292, just market Tanzanian tourism. If only you could have that, we could match the challenges that we are having as a country, competing with our neighbors. Not forgetting that South Africa is way ahead of us. Now you have our neighbor here. And I've seen Tanzanian tourism grow from 1994 when I first ventured in Tanzania. They're doing 500,000. They're doing 1.5. They've caught up with us. Why? Policies. Our product is tired. Our beach hotels, hardly because of whatever you've gone through, hardly do we do renovations. And that is a problem because we have new offshoots coming out every day, competing with whatever was there in the past. That means that unless we up our game, we need to get some subsidies from government for the purpose of renovations and so on and so forth to be really effective. We still have challenges with the wildlife, domestic wildlife conflict, human-wildlife conflict. Compensations are still issues that we are fighting or have to, grapple with. We need better compensation, timely compensation for those who are affected by wildlife. Otherwise, we find local communities injuring, even killing wildlife because they don't see value for it. We should embrace, because you don't have another refuge for them other than where they are found. And if you could be able to have wildlife and human beings coexisting, that would be very good for tourism. And that is why national reserves were set up. To exhibit the old age tradition of wildlife and animals and humans coexisting. National parks, we keep out all the human activities, and we have a safe refuge for the wild animals. And national reserves are much more attractive than the parks because that old age tradition of wildlife and human beings coexisting is very rare. All over through the centuries. So we need support. Don't get enough.
About technology and everything else, people nowadays, the Gen Z, you may have interacted with them.
Yes, that's what I teach every.
Yes, they live in the related. Yes, they live in the now.
Yes.
Most have said, I'm not interested in pension. I'm not interested. I want to travel and explore now.
Yes.
What are some of the options that exist